All right. I'd like to welcome to the show from Vanderpump Villa. Grace, how are you today?
I'm doing so good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to chat with you. We obviously this past week we had another I don't know, drama-filled episode, but I mean that's
Yeah.
the theme. I like it. I'm enjoying it a lot. But before we dive in there, let's take the audiences back a little bit. Where is Grace from? Give us a little bit of background about who you are.
Yeah, so I'm originally from a really small town in North Carolina. I moved to St. Augustine, Florida when I was 18. And I've just been in North Florida since. I actually just in the past couple months moved to Jacksonville. Um, so I'm no roommates for the first time and so been enjoying it.
I'm sure you are. I mean, especially obviously we see Vanderpump Villa, you guys are kind of bunked up together. I'm sure once you guys left the show, that it was kind of nice to not have somebody kind of up your butt the entire time, right? It must have been nice. But
Absolutely.
before coming on Vanderpump Villa, kind of what were you doing?
Yeah, so I am a housekeeper. I still do it. I actually just had a deep clean yesterday. Yeah, I clean Airbnbs, vacation rentals, luxury, like homes right on the beach. So yeah.
How did you hear about Vanderpump Villa, and what was the process like for you to kind of decide that you wanted to apply?
So I was actually on some email list. I don't know how I ended up on this email list, but I was laying in bed one night and I got an email and it was like, we're looking for staff for Lisa's new show. We're looking for housekeepers, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, well, I'm a housekeeper. Like, might as well apply. And I put in an application, and then, it was months of interviews and different things. And then I got a phone call, like, be ready to go to France next week. So
Yeah, so what was it kind of like getting that phone call to say, hey, you're going to be on the show? And what was kind of your reaction and what was your kind of expectations?
oh, it was surreal. I mean, a part of me was like, man, I feel like they wouldn't pour all this time and energy into me if they didn't want me, but then there's that, oh man, am I gonna get it? So it was surreal. And it was definitely, this is not something I ever thought I'd be doing. I've never pursued anything in television or anything like that. So it was really just, yeah, surreal.
What was it like? What was the atmosphere like upon entering the chateau?
I think everybody was kind of nervous and everybody was like, all right, checking each other out. And I was definitely a little quiet at first. Not for any other reason, man, I was just observing, I wanted to see kind of everybody's character and how they're presenting themselves or for the first couple days or however it was. But
What was it like meeting Lisa for the first time?
oh, man, it was crazy meeting Lisa for the first time. I had my final interview with Lisa before knowing that I was gonna be on the show, and, I like can I cuss? Is that a okay, yeah, I was shitting my pants. I was like, "Am I, like, I don't know what's going on. How did I get here?" But she really is so down to earth and she really is, I had never met any other celebrities or anything like that, so I didn't know what to expect, but she really makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite aspects of the show is the conversations, the realness, and
Mhm.
hearing talking to several of you guys now. It's like it's cool hearing that what we see is what you get in real life too. So that's really cool.
Absolutely.
What was it like kind of adjusting to the cameras and having the cameras on you? So, because that's obviously you've never done anything like this before. It's definitely something weird and different. And what was kind of like that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely scary because at first, you have this thought of every move that I make is, somebody's sitting in the room watching me. But yeah, and I got home and the first couple weeks I'm looking around like where are they, But yeah, it you really get so immersed because you don't have your phone, you don't have contact to anybody else. So you really do get so immersed in it that you kind of forget they're there. So
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I would. It's like some days I'm like, I wish I would be able to go out without my phone for a long period of time.
yeah. Yeah.
Who did you kind of befriend early on in the process?
early on, me, Emily, and Priscilla really did get so close. You know, with Emily, it was that housekeeper, like that kind of thing. And then with Priscilla, she just like emits such good energy and she's such a ray of sunshine. So I definitely got close to them too first.
All right. Did you kind of expect the drama to start as fast as it did when you entered the house?
You know, I at least thought there'd be a day or two of getting to know each other, but I kept having to remind myself like this is reality television that you signed up for. like so yeah, I didn't expect it to start so soon, but
One of the things I find fascinating is those like pre-check-in meetings. Those to me, when I'm watching them, I feel like my just guts would be deep down in my stomach because you got Lisa kind of preparing you, outlining everything. And then, of course, maybe there's times you're going over those comment cards, you're going up. Was those scenes as intense being there as it is as we are watching it?
they were intense. I will say that they were probably more intense for some people than others. Like I going into those meetings, I never once had concerns about like, oh, did I do my job right? Or like, am I gonna get fired? I never had that concern. I'm sure other people did, and those meetings were probably more stressful for them for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely crazy because it's like, I mean, if you watch the show in my head, it's like do your job and you're on Lisa's good side. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
it seems it
It
seems
I will say it does get complicated, but yeah, I mean it really is that simple.
for sure. I mean, obviously you're living with people. There's
Yeah.
it's a high intense environment for sure. You got a lot of good mixing of personalities. Um Early in the show, we kind of or not early, maybe mid-season here, things got a little dicey, obviously. We're gonna talk a little drama here, obviously. You were keen on Andre. Andre kind of had, wasn't keen in return, and then we kind of
Mhm.
see him and Gabriella get close. Were you as upset with Gabriella as it seems other people were with Gabriella inside the house?
So, of course, I was jealous. Like, who's not going to be jealous? You know, you have a crush on somebody, you like them, they don't like you back, and then they like your friend instead. Of course, I was jealous. I'm a human being, but I don't think that justifies, um, attacking somebody's personal appearance. And I never felt that way. And I think it was obvious. So
Yeah, and I could tell that. I mean, it to me it was like, man, I feel like Grace is getting stood up for, and Grace doesn't really need want to be stood up for.
I
You
didn't
know,
ask anybody to, yeah,
it
yeah,
was like, I mean,
yeah.
we've seen
And
you. Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I think too, I don't know how much of it was Grace, I'm standing up for you, as much of Grace, I wanted to use that as an excuse, add to my list of reasons to not like Gabriella. But to each their own. I don't know.
Yeah, because to me, we've seen you several different occasions have no problem stand up, and personally, you've had some of my favorite one-liners, and I'm just going to throw it out here. My favorite one-liner of the season so far is Marciano. Marciano is a 30-year-old man who acts like a bitch. It was like the perfect line, perfect cut. Kind of relive that moment. What was it like, kind of seeing that replayed on the screen?
Honestly, seeing it back was really satisfying. Like in the
Yes.
moment of those things, you kind of in intense moments you kind of black out sometimes. And so I didn't remember everything that I said to him, and so watching that back and it was honestly really, really satisfying.
Don't worry. It was just as satisfying for us at home watching because it was like, yes, somebody said what everybody else was thinking. We appreciated it. We really, really did. This past week's episode, you talk about getting close to Priscilla. We saw her leave the
Mhm.
house. What was kind of the reaction within the house and from yourself that maybe we didn't see? We only saw a little snippet of it kind of when it unfolded.
I mean, it was really heartbreaking for Emily and I. A lot of what they didn't show was the couple days leading up to that, how close we had gotten. I mean, in Carcassonne, the three of us got friendship bracelets. They didn't show that, you know, things. So it was really heartbreaking, and it was like, man, like, you know, I remember me and Emily sitting in our room just looking at Priscilla's empty bed, like, damn, this sucks, you know. But at the end of the day, I think that she really did do what was best for her mental health, and nobody wants to be somewhere where they feel like they're not wanted or they feel like isolated. So I completely understand why she had to step away.
For sure. We've seen a lot of different, guests arrive, different parties, different themes. Was there a specific theme that you were more keen to than one of the other ones?
Yeah, Moulin Rouge night was a lot of fun. I think it was really just an opportunity to kind of just like, you know, like I can have fun with the guests too. Like I don't have to, you know, yeah, I'm back at house, but I'm off work now, and I can come and have a good time too if I want. So
For sure. What's it been like watching the show back?
it's been really interesting watching it back. You know, you see yourself on TV and hearing your voice on come through the speaker. It's really bizarre. But it's been really cool too to see like conversations that I wasn't there for, things that I missed out on, you know, and watching those back for the first time is really cool.
Was there somebody in the house that maybe you got a little close to that you didn't expect to?
Um, you know, I think that um everybody that I ended up building a good relationship with, I think I kind of knew from the jump that, you know, these are my people, and you know, trust your gut. And so that first gut instinct that you have about somebody, a lot of it times it turns out to be true. And so I think that I kind of just was drawn more to my people and to the people that, you know, were like-minded, and so
Yeah, I like that. What's kind of been the reaction to friends, family, and stuff like that watching the show?
you know, it's a lot better than I thought it would be. With my dad being a pastor and coming from, you know, a family that's like filled with faith, it I was very nervous. But I think they're just so excited for me that I found something that, you know, um I followed through, and you know, I saw it to the end, and so yeah, I think they're really excited for me.
What's something that maybe you learned about yourself throughout your time on the show?
I definitely learned how to have more confidence in myself and how to like I think I just became more sure of myself and more confident in who I am, and not trying to cover it up or quiet myself. You know, I've learned how to speak up on things that maybe I would let slide in the past. So yeah, I think that for sure.
I love that. All right, now we're not going to talk about spoilers, but we have 3 episodes left. What can audiences expect from those last 3 episodes?
These last 3 episodes are definitely gonna be something. They're gonna be packed filled with, of course, drama, but I think, you know, the last 3 episodes, you really see us all kinda come together and you know, put our differences aside, for, you know, realizing that, man, our time here is running short, and we really wanna make the best of it. The groups in the last 3 episodes are really awesome. Was maybe my favorite group is in there. So I think it's really gonna be cool to see.
Is this something that you would like to do again? If we have another Vanderpump Villa season, would you like to go back, or would that be something you'd be interested in?
Oh, I would love to go back. I really hope that Lisa wants me back. I just feel like I have so much more to do and say, and you know, it would be really cool to, like, yes, I'm a housekeeper, but maybe head over housekeeping. I don't know. It would be cool. It would be cool. I would say yes.
We've seen in the past a lot of crossovers from reality TV shows. Is there any reality TV show that you would want to maybe dip your toes into that's not Vanderpump Villa in the future?
Um, I I really love traders, and I really love like I love murder mystery kind of thing, and I think that maybe I would be good at that one, but who knows? Who knows what's in store?
I love that. I love that. All right, final question to you. What's next for Grace?
Tomorrow I got a house to clean. I don't know. I have no idea. I take it a day at a time, Ricky, and we'll see what happens. Of course, like I don't want to clean toilets forever, but right now that's what I'm doing, and that's how I pay my bills. So we'll see what's next.